Yeah, so go on.
Yeah. So I had no control, right? It started, and it was interesting. It started and I saw these trolls, and I was laying on a mattress, and there were these trolls in the corner watching me. And
I've
I got
never
up.
gotten trolls. You always hear
We'll get
about
into
the trolls. I've never gotten the trolls. You're so
You've never
lucky.
gotten. I've gotten trolls
Never
a couple of
gotten
times.
trolls.
They're not, and they're not the purple lady. They're like little gremlin-like things. And I've had them. Actually, both experiences that I saw the purple lady, I also saw trolls. But it was weird. I could see trolls in the corner. So this is when I could still see. So I could see the ceiling. I could see these trolls watching me. I got up to use the bathroom, came back. The trolls were still there. So they were stuck in one area watching me. And then when I fell into it, I probably cried for most of the experience, and it was, from what I've read about really high dose mushroom experiences, it was totally typical. Like I went through every relationship in my life and saw how I was contributing negatively to it. I ended it with an overwhelming sense of, if you're going to put anything into the universe, it should be love, because anything you put that's negative just adds to the negativity in the universe. I went what I would say was outer space, but it kind of looked like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. It was so the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, where it was kind of cartoon-like. I couldn't see anything, right? Like I was way out in outer space. And there were all these different beings there. And it's hard to remember. I'd have to go back and see what I wrote. Maybe I'll put it in the show notes because it was more in depth. But there were all these different beings, and it filled me with a sense. I lost myself completely, right? So I wouldn't say I don't know if that qualified as an ego death, but I didn't exist anymore. And I went to this place where nothing mattered, like nothing mattered. And I thought, and it was a relief that nothing mattered anymore. And then I kind of built it back up and thought, because I have a daughter, and I thought, wait a minute, some things matter to me. They might not matter in the greater scheme of things, but my daughter certainly matters to me, and that's okay. And maybe it's better that some things matter, even if they don't, according to this place I was in. And then at that point, my dad was really ill. And he was having he had a physical dependency on benzodiazepines that almost killed him, right? Like those drugs are just, people don't know how dangerous they are. But he had a paradoxical reaction, and it was killing him at that time. And it was very confusing for our family, because we were like, what's going on? We didn't know what was going on for a while. And so I saw him in this trip, and he was encompassed in this black tar demon. And I looked at the demon and I thought, oh my God, that tar demon used to have me. And I used to be really ill. I was on a lot of medication. I was extremely depressed. I had arthritis, and I got healthy. I got off of all those meds, but I looked at the tar demon and I had this overwhelming sense of, I know you. And so it's not my dad who's the bad guy kind of in the situation. He's being had by this tar demon. So I went in to grab the tar demon to pull him away, and he grabbed my arm and started sucking me in. And I was like, okay, I can't pull him out. And then this purple, so I was filled with rage at this tar demon. And then this purple lady came, and this is over the expanse of what felt like 1,000 years, because it was like 4 hours of not being able to see. And this purple lady came, and for me, it was kind of 2D and very digital. And she floated over me, and it looked a lot like that Hawkinism photo. It was kind of flat. She was just a head, and she floated over me, and I was filled with a sense of, it's okay. You're doing everything right. Everything's going to be okay. It was overwhelming sense of that. And she didn't say anything, right? She was just looking at me, and I could just feel that through her eyes. And she just hung out there. And then this trip slowly ended, and that was the first time I saw her, but I ended up seeing her again on ACO DMT. But that was the first time I saw her, and I was like, I have seen God after that. It was like, nothing matters. Fill the universe with love. Don't contribute negativity. It completely got rid of my fear of death because it kind of felt like an afterlife experience. And then I saw this purple god lady, and it had a really lasting impression in me. And then about a month later, I did ACO DMT, and Hamilton Morris actually suggested I try that. And I was very careless with the dosage because you need the tiniest amount. It's this powder, and it's so strong that I didn't understand how strong it was. So I didn't have a scale that was quite accurate enough. So I kind of eyeballed it on the scale, and I ended up doing probably a third more than I should have. And I was in a shopping center because I thought I was microdosing. I was in a shopping center, and the trolls showed up.
In a shop.
Yeah. Luckily, I was
Wow.
with Andre at the time. Oh, also after that experience, I got back together with my husband. I saw him, like a really clear vision of him. And he was this like strong gold statue character. And I was like, oh,
Who doesn't want to be with a strong gold statue?
Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
You can't give that up.
yeah. So second time, I saw these trolls in the shopping center and was like, I have to go home right now. And I got home and I laid in bed, and it was probably not a high. It was I don't like that like drug as much as shrooms. It was a little bit more digital, but the same thing happened. I was in bed laying down, and I was in a pretty bad place because I was really worried about my dad. And the purple lady showed up again, and she wasn't particularly helpful. She just kind of floated over me and did the same, like, you're not doing anything wrong, everything's gonna be okay kind of thing. And then I've had psychedelic experiences since then. I talk a lot about it on the podcast. I don't actually do it that often. But
they're profound experiences, and they're a lot to think about.
A lot. And then it's been absolutely absurd finding other people online with similar experiences. And people were like, well, how do you know it's the same woman? And obviously I don't. But the feeling that comes along with seeing her seems to be similar. It's not just this purple lady. It's also the feeling she gives you.